Well, for all of us, we're all affected in one way or another by the residential marketplace. And for some great insight into housing, here now is Kelly Todd, Second Vice President of F.C. Tucker Company.
Thank you, Gary. Good afternoon. Last year, we made 5 predictions for 2009. Let's check the accuracy of those predictions. First, we said that residential real estate had been through the worst of it. Well, I think we are through the worst. With new single-family housing permits down in the region, that makes the existing home market more attractive. Selling existing homes with fewer new homes coming on the market reduces the overall inventory. We consider a balanced market to contain a 6-month inventory of existing homes for sale. Is that happening? Yes. The inventory is going down. The homes that are selling tend to be the lower-priced homes, and the market is rebalancing. But there is a caveat. Part of the improvement in inventory can be traced to a reduction in new active listings, which is down 15.1% across the region. Unfortunately, the average sales price continued its downward trend. Across central Indiana, a year-to-date decrease of 3%, an unfortunate decline, following more than 30 years of steady upward valuation. As a region, we can take comfort that our homes have not decreased some 30 to 50%, as have some other regions in the U.S. But as individual homeowners, you all know that even the slightest devaluation still hurts. Some of the demand can be directly linked to the $8,000 tax credit for first-time buyers. The tax credit, coupled with low interest rates now fluctuating at about 5%, with a historic norm of 6%, and indications from the Fed that the rates will stay low, has nudged the first-time buyers into the market. To give you some perspective, last September, 50% of the homes sold in the region were to first-time home buyers. In a typical month, we find that number in the low 30s. As the population continues to grow, demand for housing will also grow. With new building activity down, people seeking homes turn to existing structures, which in turn will reduce the inventory. As the inventory approaches the historic norm, the prices should begin to rise. Of course, all of this makes 2 assumptions. First, that the population will continue to grow, and second, that the new housing construction will not suddenly spike out of proportion to the population growth. Our second prediction in January of 2009 was that the number of homes sold in a year would return to pre-spike years, roughly 24,000 homes per year. That happened. With not all the data in yet, roughly 24,260 homes sold in 2009. Our market is stabilizing. We've seen the worst of the housing depression. Our third and our fourth predictions related to the relationship between the realtor and the buyer and the seller. The 2009 State of Real Estate reported how the internet has changed the nature of the real estate business. Well, we underestimated this impact. Now, 80% of buyers visit the internet before even seeing a home. That's up 20% over 2008. Today's buyer tells us which home they would like to see. The buyers have information and interest in a specific property before they even enter the home. Residential real estate is now an e-commerce business. During the past year, we received more than 1,000 emails per month from interested buyers and sellers. Email has become the new call center, but it isn't just websites. People are living more and more on their iPhones and on their Blackberries. Last fall, FC Tucker launched iTucker.com. iTucker.com allows people to view information and pictures of homes on their PDAs. If you're driving around, you see a home that you like, you can pull up the property, take a virtual tour, look at pictures. It's instant information. Social media is also playing into the buying and selling of homes. Facebook, Twitter, even blogs are carrying information about a home and the buyer's reactions to it. Of course, a realtor does need clients' permission to speak about the home via social media, but the other potential buyers and visitors, they don't need permission. They can spread the good and the bad very quickly. While the internet remains a major source of information, realtors are getting back to the basics. Today's circumstances have returned our role as personal advisors. With many different funding options, changes in tax rates, changement in assessment routines, differences in neighborhoods, buyers and sellers need professional assistance in the buying and the selling of homes. What does a seller seek most from a realtor? To help set a competitive price. Setting price leads us to our final prediction from the State of Real Estate last year, that our region would remain most affordable, metropolitan area in the U.S., in that we were accurate. For 17 straight quarters, Indianapolis has been most affordable housing market for communities greater than 500,000. This was reported by the National Association of Builders last November. The NAHB calculates an affordability index to determine if a family with a median income could qualify for a mortgage loan on a median-priced home. A value of 100 means that a median income family has exactly enough to qualify for a mortgage on a median-priced home, assuming a 20% down payment. Scores above 100 means that a family is more able to afford a median-priced home. For every county in our region, the typical family has more than enough to qualify for the median-priced home in its county of residence. This is extremely encouraging. Let's talk a bit about 2010 and predictions. I'm going to be optimistic. We've hit bottom, so in 2010 we'll see an increase in the number of sales, maybe as much as 3%. The tax credit will encourage buying in the early months of the year. An improving economy, liquidity in the financial systems, and pent-up demand will sustain the upsurge for the remainder of the year. Now, all of this will hold true if the interest rates remain low and our region does experience some job growth. We should see an improvement in the value of homes. If you add the greatly diminished new housing starts to the demand for housing as the population continues to grow, this should push up our prices. Probably not enough to recover the devaluation yet, but an increase. We'll probably experience a continued drop at the higher-priced homes, maybe a slower drop, but still a drop. I expect the number of housing permits to increase with new homes coming on the market toward the end of 2010 and into 2011. And Central Indiana will remain most affordable for the foreseeable future. I'm optimistic the worst is over.
Kelly, thank you very much, and for ending on a positive note as well.